This is a map of America. There are 50 states, and this summer I'm going to attempt my dream of going to all 50 in just 50 days.
The challenge Ryan Trahan described here has just rewritten the playbook for growing on YouTube. His 50-state series, where he travelled across America staying in a new state every single day for 50 days straight, became one of the most ambitious projects the platform has ever seen. Across those 50 days, Ryan released 50 videos, pulling in over 200 million views and 1 million subscribers, and turned his uploads into something closer to a TV event than a YouTube series. And after going back and analysing the entire series, I started to realise something. Ryan has just uncovered a new hidden system for explosive growth on YouTube. Every single episode followed the same 3-part formula, a formula that transformed an almost impossible challenge into one of the smartest growth methods of 2025. And it starts with Part 1, Episode Accessibility. Now, the title of this part might confuse you, because usually long-running series on YouTube struggle to grow. If you miss an episode, you're lost, and if you're brand new, it feels like too much effort to catch up. That's why most episodic content has always had a retention problem. But Ryan's 50-state series flipped that on its head. Every single video was built on the exact same skeleton. Same beats, same pacing, even the same visual style. At the very start of each upload, Ryan and Hayley would spell it out. What day it was, what state they were in, and what their mission was.
Good morning, sleepyheads. It is day 32 of visiting all 50 states in 50 days. We are currently in Lincoln, New Hampshire. It is gorgeous here. Last night we slept in this little red caboose.
Notice how this does two things at once. It gives context instantly, and it resets the audience every single day. You don't need to have seen yesterday's video to understand today's. They even doubled down visually. Ryan and Hayley wore the same outfits in every single episode, deliberately stripping away the noise so all that mattered was the journey. I call this tactic episodic accessibility, designing a series where each upload is a self-contained entry point, no matter when the viewer arrives. And that's the genius here. While most creators bleed audience as people fall behind, Ryan removed the barrier completely. He built a 50-part challenge that you didn't have to watch daily, but that you wanted to. What makes this even smarter is that it wasn't just about keeping things simple, it was about engineering familiarity. By repeating the same structure over and over, Ryan turned his videos into a ritual. Viewers knew exactly what to expect the moment they clicked, almost like tuning into a nightly TV show. That predictability made the series easier to watch, but it also made it harder to stop watching. In a way, the format itself became part of the hook. But keeping people engaged was only half the battle. To really break YouTube, Ryan needed something bigger, a way to make viewers feel directly involved in the story. And that brings us to Part 2, Participation Hacking. Now, normally when you hear donations in a YouTube series, you probably think of just a link in the description. Maybe a few people click it, but it doesn't really affect the video. But Ryan's 50-state series completely flipped that on its head. Instead of donations being optional background noise, he turned them into the heartbeat of the series. And he did it with one of the smartest mechanics I've ever seen, the Wheel of Doom.
Mark Robert has activated the Wheel of Doom!
Yeah,
Best day ever!
This is Glitter Bomb 4.0. This is a
Elizabeth's
Every time someone donated $50,000, Ryan had to stop what he was doing and spin a giant wheel, and whatever penalty it landed on, he had to do. Splitting up from Hayley, letting strangers decide their route, or even throwing out entire days of careful planning.
Oh my gosh! Come on. Oh! Route roulette. You must receive directions from a stranger and follow them word for word.
This wasn't just for drama. It gave viewers the power to literally change the story. Suddenly, you weren't just watching Ryan travel across America, you felt part of it. And that's where the genius comes in. Because when you donate and see the wheel spun, you're invested. You're not just giving to charity, you're also helping to write the next chapter. You never knew when the next spin might happen, and that uncertainty was what kept people coming back. The craziest part is that it worked. Thousands of fans jumped in, and huge creators like Mr. Beast got involved, dropping donations that completely reshaped the series. But it didn't stop there. By visiting every single state, Ryan tapped into something much deeper: representation. If your state came up, viewers instantly wanted to tune in. You wanted to see what Airbnb he picked, what challenge he faced, and how your slice of America showed up in the story. Together, these two things gave the series its why. And the reason this worked wasn't just about views or subscribers. It became about building a nationwide community around the journey. And here's the part almost nobody talks about. The donations weren't just smart storytelling, they were genius distribution. Because every time a big creator dropped a donation, they'd post about it, tweet about it, or mention it in a video. Which meant Ryan wasn't just relying on the algorithm anymore. He had other creators essentially promoting the series for him. The Wheel of Doom didn't just fuel retention, it hacked discovery. It solved the challenge of keeping people engaged and bringing new viewers in. But there was still one more hurdle: longevity. Because normally, long-running YouTube series fade over time. Audiences fall behind, stop watching, and eventually the numbers collapse. Which brings us to part 3, the collectible effect. Ryan's 50-state series avoided the fate completely. Every video wasn't just another upload, it was part of a 50-episode set. A finite challenge with a clear end goal: visit every state in America. Suddenly, viewers weren't just watching for entertainment, they were collecting. If you missed a day, you'd binge to catch up. If you tuned in live, you felt like you were adding another piece to the puzzle. And every morning, you knew exactly what to expect. A new state, a new Airbnb, and one step closer to 50 out of 50. This is the collectibles effect, the same psychology that makes people finish a Netflix series or collect trading cards. By giving the journey a clear endpoint, Ryan created scarcity and urgency. You knew the series wouldn't last forever, so you didn't want to miss a single day. And that's the genius of it. What could have been just another daily vlog became a ritual. For millions of viewers, Ryan's uploads turned into part of their routine, a 50-day countdown that felt bigger than YouTube itself. And here's the thing most people overlooked: the ending mattered just as much as the start. Because unlike endless vlogs or open-ended challenges, Ryan gave his audience something incredibly rare on YouTube: closure. Everyone knew the exact day it would finish, and that turned the final episode into a cultural event. The series didn't just grow, it built anticipation, momentum, and then landed with impact. Not because it was just a smart idea, but because it was a complete one. If you want to see more breakdowns exposing the hidden genius behind YouTube's biggest creators, please remember to subscribe.